And this is Pound for Pound Boxing,
the voice of the new generation,
where we pull back no punches.
fight predictions.
And first of all, we'd like to welcome all the new fans of boxing in the Savannah area through the SavannahNow.com. Welcome to our humble little show on YouTube, and hope you enjoy it. And here we go. Fight predictions of upcoming fights happening. We got Henry Bruseles versus Ben Tackie. Now, just your take on that.
I think it's a good fight. It's a crossroads fight between the two guys. Henry Bruseles is a younger guy. He's been in the ring with the likes of Floyd Mayweather Jr., and now he's trying to reestablish himself at 140 pounds. And, Ben Tackie is a good guy who, he gets good fights. He's always in there. He's always going to fight. He's going to be in your face at all times. So if you got good boxing skills like Henry Bruseles does, then you should be able to pick him apart. So I'm going to roll with Henry Bruseles.
I agree. I'm rolling with Henry Bruseles. He's got a strong amateur background. He was predicted to be better than Miguel Cotto when he first came out. When they both came out at the same time, everybody applauded his boxing skills. But lately he's been fighting more of a fighter instead of the boxer. So really what it boils down to is if he comes out as the boxer, he can do a lot of good. If he comes out to mix it up with Ben Tackie, it's going to be a long night for him. But I also predict a win for Bruseles. Moving on to the next one, we got Jeremy Williams fighting Zack Page. I'm picking Jeremy Williams.
Half man, half amazing. I'm gonna go with Jeremy Williams. He's been in the ring. He's been on the Contender Series as one of the coaches. He's definitely got a lot of knowledge of the game. I'm gonna go with him. I think he's trying to get back into the mix of things, and we'll see how far he can go.
And what makes it even better is that finally he's moved down to cruiserweight to fight this fight. He's not fighting at heavyweight, so I think he's got. This is more where his body frame and his power. I think this is where he's gonna excel at. Yep. So it's definitely a better look for him in this category. Next fight, a fight that we're actually gonna go see live. Right. Clinton Woods versus Antonio Tarver.
I think this is an excellent fight. They're definitely that Showtime card is gonna be four top 175-pound light heavyweight guys. You got Glen Johnson facing Chad Dawson. You got Antonio Tarver against Clinton Woods. And these guys, this is like a little mini tournament, to be honest. And this tournament right here is going to be very exciting to see. We're going to be there live, like he stated. But, I think with Clinton Woods and Antonio Tarver, these two are definitely well-known guys. Both of them have been in the ring with the likes of Roy Jones Jr. And, Clinton Woods came up short in that fight, but he showed a very strong very first couple of rounds when he was fighting Roy Jones. And then Roy Jones later on took the fight. But I think there's a different type of Clinton Woods than earlier in his career. I think now he's more experienced. He's definitely more excelled. I think he's a strong guy. But I'm still, for whatever reason, I'm going to roll with Antonio Tarver in this.
And I agree. I believe that this is, like he said, it's going to be a great card made by Showtime. And, they're going to, really what it boils down to, they're going to make a new contender for the light heavyweight to fight Bernard Hopkins in the future, or Joe Calzaghe, should Joe Calzaghe win in the future. So this definitely creates, the same kind of anticipation and excitement about the division that was created earlier by Don King in the middleweights. Mm-hmm. So definitely good fight. I'm rolling with Naz said. I agree. I think Tarver's going to do good. And then the next fight, Chad Johnson versus Glen Johnson, I believe that it's just Austin Dawson's time.
This is this is it right now. If Chad Dawson is going to be the future of the light heavyweight division, this is an amazing test. The Road Warrior is he's a veteran of the game. He's been in there with the likes of Roy Jones and beat Roy Jones. He's been in there and beaten Antonio Tarver. So he's been there. He's done that. And, he has losses in his game, but that doesn't take anything away from the Road Warrior. The Road Warrior is there to fight. He's going to be in your face. And if you're not the future of the light heavyweight division, like what everybody's saying that Chad Dawson should be, then you would fail at this test. But this is the test for Chad Dawson.
Oh, definitely.
No doubt about it. This is a test right here, and if he's not in his A game, he's going to fail.
Definitely. I believe this is the fight to watch on that card, on that Showtime card. This is the reason we are going down to Tampa to go watch it. So any of you guys are going to be down there, let us know what's going on. And maybe we can meet up after the fight or something and, talk. Moving on to the next one, we've got Jans Barthelemy versus Pedro Rincon Miranda, which is also on that Showtime card. We're rolling with Jans Barthelemy.
As a Cuban, he's a prospect, and he's 1/3 of the other two, or at least Oner Solis, and the other guy is...
I can't remember his name right now, but at a later date, there we go.
So, we definitely want to see this guy. I think he's going to be exciting, and hopefully he can show us that.
Then moving on, we got the HBO card, which is another... I mean, this is going to be an exciting week for boxing altogether. We've got Miguel Cotto versus Alphonso Gomez for the WBA. Rolling with Miguel Cotto.
We're going to roll with Miguel Cotto. I think that Alphonso Gomez is a very good boxer. He's been in the ring with middleweights. When he was there as the Contender Series, he was there with a bunch of middleweights. So being in there with a guy with the likes of the size of Miguel Cotto, I don't think it's going to affect him. I just think that Miguel Cotto's jab, his aggressive, relentless style, his ability to box. I mean, Miguel Cotto he's just an all-around fighter. It's going to give Alphonso Gomez trouble. And I think Alphonso Gomez, though, if he wants to win, he's going to have to establish that jab and stay pressuring the pressure fighter. Go to the body of Miguel Cotto. It's the only way I see him trying to defeat him and outbox Miguel Cotto. Highly unlikely. I'm rolling with Miguel Cotto. But, this guy's a good fighter. I think that Alphonso Gomez deserves credit. If you guys go to AlfonsoSGomez.com, you'll see a couple episodes there like 24/7. Have you ever been in the HBO 24/7? He's got a series like that on his site. Check it out. It's pretty interesting. You'll see the background of his life.
Definitely. Gomez is a good fighter. Can't take none away from him. He's upset Arturo Agadi, which a lot of people regarded highly in that division. His last win versus...
It was
Tackie. A lot of people, again, thought Tackie was going to win. He came out and did his thing. So he's definitely making a name for himself in the division. But I think it should be a walk in the park for Cotto. Moving to the next one is going to be Kermit Cintron versus Antonio Margarito. I'm rolling with Margarito, but if Kermit goes in there and fights his height, he uses his jab, he stays away and sets up punches, it's going to be a long night for Margarito.
I think, Cintron's best fighting style is to stay on the outside. He is so devastating once he gets his distance. He creates that distance. He follows in with that two, that straight right. I mean, it's devastating. He is a very vicious boxer. I mean, very vicious fighter. He has, most of all his wins are by knockout. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to roll with Antonio Margarito for this reason alone. Is that everybody knows what Feliciano did in his last fight was to stay on the inside. If Margarito can stay on the inside of Cintron's punches, Cintron has no game in that. He doesn't have a good inside game. And that's what I think. Antonio Margarito is a pressure fighter. He likes to be in your face at all times and put the pressure on you. And I think that right there is the difference it's going to make in this fight. I think that if Margarito could do that, shake off the few punches from the outside that Cintron's going to leave him on, then he should win. But, and he's already done it. I think that the mental game also should be stated that, Cintron's been knocked out by this guy. I don't know how cautious Cintron's going to be when Margarito's in the ring with him.
Definitely. I mean, Cintron, he's got it in his head that he lost. But then again, he was the one calling for this fight. He wanted to make this fight happen. Like a true champ wanted to avenge his only loss. So we got to, give him props for that.
It's a toss-up.
Obviously, he knows he had lost to him, but he's like, nah, forget that. I still want to go in there. I still want to fight this guy. I want to show everybody I'm a champ. And, maybe good things can come from this fight. Maybe the winner of this fight, Antonio Margarito, Kermit Cintron, can fight Miguel Cotto or Alfonso Gomez sometime in the future. That would make for a great, excellent fight at that weight class, seeing as how Floyd Mayweather decides he doesn't want to fight nobody. Going into the news, we've got Joe Mesi running for the New York State Senate. It's a good look for him, man. Everybody was saying that his brain, he got that. What was it?
He had a busted blood vessel.
Busted blood vessel in his head and his brain somewhere. Maybe it is time to call it quits on the boxing side. And if you've got that popularity up in New York where you can win and do some more good, this is his chance. This is his chance to go out there and protect New York boxers if he wants to do something serious about it, so that things that happen to him along his career doesn't happen to other people.
That's a definitely good point. I mean, I didn't really think about it in that aspect, but I think it's a good point that, he can actually look out for future boxers and be, head the commission or something like that. That's always something that everybody's on call is an actual established commission or an actual established, like NBA has their commission, the NFL has their commission. Hell, even soccer that's not really popular in the States, it still has its own commission, Major MLS. So, I mean, it's very interesting. We're trying to move into that direction. I don't know if promoters are going to allow it to happen, but it is what it is, and I think this is a good move. I mean, Joe Mesi, hey, much props to you, and see if you can do something in the Senate.
And that pretty much concludes the show for this week, guys. If any of you guys are gonna be out there in the Tampa area and y'all gonna be watching the fight,
hit us up.
Hit us up, man. Give us an email, shout out. Maybe we can go grab some wings or something before the fight or after the fight, and you can meet the rest of the Pound for Pound crew. We're all going down there. It's gonna be a group of us. So that concludes the show, man. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, this is Pound for Pound Boxing.
The voice of the new generation.
Pull back, no punches.